Hello, and welcome to another episode of A Thought in Progress, subtitled I Have Something to Say. Um, no, I didn't get context. It's just late at night. The lighting's not great in here, and I didn't want to have the reflection off my glasses, so I'm doing this half blind. Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I posted. I did finish up the third installment of my novella series entitled the Committed series. There's Glocket, there's Renewal, and I just finished the third installment, which will probably most likely be called Panacea. So that should be interesting. Get your hands on that if you can. They're available on Amazon.com and I believe JasonTapscott.com, 90 cents a piece, 99 cents a piece. I'm hoping to eventually get, um, well, first I have to publish the third installment. It's not quite available yet. So there's some editing to do, and we're going to put that out there. And then the idea going forward is to take all three of those installments and put them in a paperback version with a paperback book with all three installments as one tome, if you will. So that's the idea there. Couple other things to report. I had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody watching this, if there are people watching this, had a good Thanksgiving. We're officially into the next bit here before Christmas, so I hope everybody's doing well. I was in Florida for Thanksgiving. It was a great time with my family down there. Um, so what else is going on? I went to my high school reunion. That was a veritable success, I guess you could say. Um, and so today, all that aside, that's just an update, mostly actually for me to get myself in the flow of things. I want to talk about an idea I have called the tapestry. Some of you might not know what a tapestry is. A tapestry is kind of a carpet for the wall, I guess you could say. Usually with pictures and stuff. And so my idea, like all good ideas, are not my own, but borrowed and extrapolated upon. I took this idea of the tapestry from a Piers Anthony book. Look that up. I'll do a shout out for Piers Anthony there. Um, it's a series of books called The Incarnations of Immortality. Very good. Now, the tapestry in that book is talking about fate and just the general order of things, and I'll take it a little farther. You could look at it as we're each a thread in the tapestry, so that the human family is kind of the foundation of the tapestry. Also, um, I want to extrapolate a little more. Um, so, what may be bad that happens to me might benefit other parts of the tapestry. That's where I'm going with this. So it's a kind of a Buddhist idea too. Like even if something bad happens to me, if I have the right perspective, I know it's good for someone else or the general uh, order of the tapestry. So, yeah, how else can I explain it? I think that's the best I can do in an explanation. Um, but if you think about it in terms of Christianity, um, you're talking about the good things of that go in order of God's will and according to God's will. According to God's will, not everything good is going to happen to me. Some things may need to happen to me that are relatively, in my experience, bad that could benefit my neighbor and help God's plan of exacting glory from His universe. You know. Um, so the idea is that we change our perspective from this limited personal individual I perspective, the letter I, as in identity perspective, to something broader, more encompassing the entire human family and God's plan, not just for our lives, but for the life of the universe or the multiverse, if you want to call it that. But that's going a little further, and I don't have the words to talk about anything regarding the multiverse just yet. So I'll kind of let that percolate around in my brain, and we'll talk more about that maybe next time. Um, but I hope that makes sense. Oftentimes I do these videos and I don't know how much of it makes sense to other people, partially because I'm living with schizoaffective disorder, um, and I don't always know how crazy I sound. Um, but I do have some good insight into that, so otherwise I wouldn't be able to make the videos at all. Okay, now so look at my books. What else did I want to talk about? I have a list here somewhere. Yeah, so let's talk about perfection. Let's talk about perfection because I think people get the idea of perfection wrong lots of times. Um, perfection really it doesn't make a lot of sense because when I'm talking about perfection, I'm talking about completion. And so, what does that mean? Like in an imperfect world, there's no ideas there that make sense for that. If something is completed, then you know we can talk about perfection as death, as a completion, or as a I'm so good at this I don't need to do it anymore. And then perfection becomes this inane, impossible goal that we are always striving for, but never able to reach. But if we talk about perfection as a type of fittedness, in other words, I'm doing what I need to do in this current moment to make what I want to happen in this environment. I'm fitted to this environment. So that to me, that's more of what perfection should mean. Are we seeing reality for what it is? Are we fitting our mindset into reality such that we are um, we are able to make affordances and reach out into that reality and order it the way we want to without deceiving ourselves, without becoming deluded, without um, and then if we look at it that way, then mistakes are part of that, right? So if you can learn from your mistakes, that's the type of perfection. That's a type of fittedness. You've stepped out of the fittedness of the environment, and you have to make an adjustment. So then we're talking about progress, not perfection, right? Which makes a lot more sense and is a lot more attainable and not as daunting. What else do I want to talk about? So then we come to, come to different types of fittedness. We come to different types of intelligence. We come to different types of smartness. And that goes back to the tapestry, right? This person might be good at this. This person might be good at that. I'll give an example. Over Thanksgiving, my brother, shout out to Print a Pot. It's his business. He prints pot. He 3D prints things and sells them to people, mostly on Etsy. Please look it up. Print a Pot. Anyway, so my brother was getting some orders ready to ship out, and my dad and I were down there for Thanksgiving. We were trying to lend a helping hand, and I just realized, you know what? I'm not good at this right now. I was trying to wrap and make it pretty, and that's not my forte. It's really not. So I said, you know what? I'm not helping. I'm gonna step aside and let you guys handle this. So my dad and him kind of partnered into, making sure that all the orders got packaged and shipped out. So what did I do? Okay, I can beat myself up. I can look down on myself. I can say, well, why can't I do this? Or I can say, you know what? Maybe I can do something else to help that moment of unfurling the tapestry go better. Um, so that's what we want to look at. We want to look at how is the tapestry unfurling? How's the tapestry kind of, making its way through our lives? How is my neighbor's tapestry? How is his part of the tapestry interacting with my tapestry? And if we're all honest with ourselves about what we're good at and what we can do, and not focus on the limits, but focus on, um, I'm not perfect, but I'm limited edition, if that makes sense. So what can I do? So what did I do? Later on, when they were done with all that stuff, I came into that room and I cleaned up. I picked up little pieces of things that had kind of littered the floor and I cleaned up his area. And did I get recognized for it? No. Did I need to? No. Did I announce, look, I'm doing this? No. Why? Because I was doing something that benefited a part of the tapestry that I could contribute to. Okay? All right? So, what else? What else? What else? What else? I have a list here. I haven't made a video in a while, so I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff. I see here that we are almost done talking. Um, I think next time we'll be talking more, and I need to think about this more. We'll be talking about an idea that I am terming the void, and we'll talk about that next time. Please look out for that video. Please check out my other videos. Um, um, I often tag them. I'll say a little bit about myself. I identify as Christian and Buddhist. I'm kind of a mishmash of those things, and I take wisdom from other things too. I believe in the goodness of the human heart and the developmentability, the ability to develop the goodness of the human heart. That's my main thing. So I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening. Please check out my other videos and look for my book and more videos to come. Thank you.